Here comes the news with a twist and a grin. Stephen Allen diving in again. Almost daily, but always sharp. He'll hit your brain like a lightning spark. Stephen Allen, almost daily. Laughs and facts, served up plainly. Your dose of wit, it's never shady. Stephen Allen, almost daily.
Hello and welcome to Stephen Allen Almost Daily, the live stream and the podcast all happening at once because I ain't got time for doing two different things. Welcome along. What have you missed? Well, last night I was on GB News on the late edition front page news thing, so that means it's a bit easier to review today's front pages, or at least it would be if they were in any way still in date. So we start off with the front pages. We can do Daily Mail. I mean, at least this story, like the Nadine Dorries thing, quits to Tories to join Reform. Woo! It says seismic blow. Do you feel that has your world been shook by that news? Last night we were saying, like in the other news stories, newspapers were covering this like, whatever. But it's odd that the Daily Mail says that the Daily Mail columnist Nadine Dorries joining Reform is huge news. Read all about it in her column. Yeah, it's just the Daily Mail, isn't it? In fact, the Daily Mail's take on the Rayner thing is that, look, I'm not going to be defending avoiding tax, but the Daily Mail's take is particularly sloppy in a Daily Mail way. Rayner's lawyers blame her for tax fiasco. No, they didn't. They said they weren't to blame. You've made one of those logical fallacy errors there, haven't you? Yeah, you've false dichotomy. If it's not A, it must be B, and it's not A, so it must be B. No, unless they're mutually exclusive and exhaustive. But they were saying that one of the law firms that she used said they didn't give any advice. They didn't necessarily say she got it wrong. There's the third option if there's another form. Another lawyer's giving bad advice. I don't want to say bad things about lawyers. They probably will sue me, won't they? But that's all very well having that as a news story. Front page as well, crisis point in the Mirror. When the Mirror has decided to go against some Labour front bencher, then I guess it's bad. But crisis point, the front page of the Times. Lawyers for Rayner deny giving her tax advice. You see, Daily Mail, you can make a sentence that says the truth. And what was the other one I was going to mention? Writings on the wall for Rayner. And this is because of graffiti as well as also it looked like her time was up. And the graffiti was a bad move. In these situations, don't let people play the victim even more. Like she gave a teary interview, which is a bit cheeky. In these situations, contrition rather than, I'm the victim. Oh, it's really hard for me. So anyway, the graffiti people, bad move because you're helping someone be like, oh, it's so tough. It's really difficult evading tax. Whereas all of this is utterly pointless. It's not a front page, but I can get you a screenshot from the Star that goes with Angela Rayner quits after sleaze probe into stamp duty tax row in blow to Starmer. The blow to Starmer thing, I think means he's upset rather than that's how she tried to keep a job. You can't do those jokes. And there you go. Done. Job's over and done with. I suppose it was going to happen because she was very much the story. All we talked about on any news outlet for like 4 or 5 days now. It's been a full week of Rayner news. Loads of people have been saying the media have an obsession with her. They've been going after her in a way that's unfair. And yeah, and if you know that to be the case, don't have some dodgy tax affairs. There's a bit where that's not an excuse for what's happened, isn't it? Yeah, it's not great that the media, for some reason, obsessed about her. Probably because there was the woman in Parliament who was saying it's because she's bloody good at a job. One of her jobs is knowing about how housing works. So she's not bloody good at her job. And also she got loads of jobs. But that's not really the issue there. So there's the front pages. We've sorted that. If you need to hear me talk about Angela Rayner, I'm sure it'll flipping happen absolutely everywhere. If you want to have a say on this topic in the comments on the live stream, do it right now, and we'll get into some comments on the way. You can also track me down on social media at Mr. Stephen Allen for more after if you're doing the podcasty thing. But I think the safer place to go, the better place to go today, will be inside the papers.
Let's get inside the news.
Ooh, we're back. Yes, let's get inside the news. I've got an absolute pile of newspaper clippings. And I got most of them. I know what most of them are about, but we'll make some stuff up, won't we? In one of the tabloids, an Indian summer is on the way. And look, I know what that means, but I just think we probably need to stop calling it that given what the nation's like right now. Given that politics has moved, the Overton window is now like a patio. It's not French doors, you can't say French, but it's moved so much that I think calling it an Indian summer is going to make someone else paint another roundabout. So maybe we don't call it that. Maybe we call it late summer. Look at that. Solved it. It's amazing how you don't have to get all het up. But it's good. Weather maps show that the downpours and thunderstorms may make way for sunshine on Monday. Ting. I look forward to that. That means it will be great weather for going out there and painting a roundabout and having a riot. Not that kind of riot. Well, maybe. Here's some bad news. Sleep. I'm going to put this there. I don't want to put it in the middle because I want to make TikTok clips of it. It's better on the side there. Britain, you've heard of it, is facing a national sleep crisis. Oh no. With 9 in 10 adults admitting they struggle to nod off. And can I just say, as someone who is a parent of a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, but the 1-year-old's the key one here, the idea that you would struggle to fall asleep, oh my God. I could do, look, we normally do like half an hour on this podcast. I could get 20 minutes kip. I could do the front pages, a couple of news stories. I could be gone. I've had like 15 Red Bulls and I could easily still sleep. So that it makes me sick. Most of us get just 6.5 hours shut eye a night, which is not right. And my smartwatch, stupidly, I bought a smartwatch that monitors my sleep. It's not like it's made me feel better about it. Like if I could sleep more, I would. So the limiting factor is the kids. So all I've got now is a watch that when I wake up, it just goes, you didn't sleep enough. Yeah. No, I know that. The fact that I had to use eye drops to be able to look at the screen of the damn thing, I'm aware of the sleep. And I know I've mentioned this elsewhere in media outlets, but my favorite thing, so it monitors the consistency of deep sleep. It monitors how often I wake. I get told off for all of these. I get told off for not having enough deep sleep. I get told off for waking up too many times in the night. I get told off for like the time I go to bed and if I've napped in the day. But my favorite one was, and it's only ever happened once, but it said, I woke up and I checked my sleep report and it said, you dream too much. And I thought, as a northern man, that was the message I received as a kid. And now my watch is telling me, know your station in life, Steve. Used to be on a station. TV news. Nigella Lawson's back. Serial thriller. Great pun. Nigella Lawson apparently likes to have cornflakes on her chicken. Yes, I think she might have problems. This is not the first time we've had things. There was a curry that she cooked a while ago that had a banana skin in it. It's a cry for help, is what it is. It's either trying to get ratings or she's at early stages, isn't she? She's on the way down. Or she's pregnant, but she's also 65, so she's not pregnant. So the fact that she's having cornflakes, is it the level of disorder? I don't know if you watch her TV shows. I do. I love it because she just is mad as a box of frogs. And a box of frogs will be the next thing she puts in a curry, right? She's losing it. There was one episode where she had everyone's got a box of licorice, she said, and she's got like a sewing box, and you open it, and there were different types of licori, whatever the plural of licorice is. And no one else has got that, Nigella. And she calls the microwave microwave. No one else does that with other items. Does she call the toaster the toaster? She's losing the plot. She don't have a plot. So now it's putting cereal on chicken, which I think, if you watch the TV shows, the main bit of the show, she cooks a dinner for some friends who come round. They're not allowed to talk. They just have to look like they're having fun in profile shot while she comes in with all the food. And then they leave. Then she goes to bed. Then an hour later, she wakes up hungry and goes downstairs and, attacks the fridge like she's a raccoon that's got in. And I think that's probably when she just pours the cereal and chicken in a bowl and just... We'll find out. We'll find out at some stage. It's all a problem. One thing she doesn't eat, and credit to her, is sweeteners. And apparently the sweeteners in yogurts and fizzy drinks can cause long-term harm. Because you're not allowed sugar, because that's bad for you. Now sweeteners are bad for you. Oh, I'll just live a bland life then, should I? Thanks for that. Great. It is worrying because one of the things, I'm going to check on this while I'm doing this. One of the things you worry about with trying to, stay healthy and all that lark is you don't want to eat things that will at some point impair your memory because, you've got that going on. It apparently also impacts thinking. And to be fair, I don't know if I do that much thinking anymore. It's not like the old days when I was at university and you had to get your head around what chemicals do what. I ain't solving crimes. So how much thinking do I need? I talk about the news. if anything, on some of the places I work, thinking might be the biggest thing that holds me back. So yeah, don't do sweetener. That's the message there. Simon Cowell. I don't know if you're aware of his work. Simon Cowell is in the news, and apparently the big scary thing is he eats 30 pieces of fruit in one sitting. And I guess they mean actual portions, not like grapes. No one will care. Blueberries, knock yourself out, mate. But if you're doing 30 pieces of actual different fruit, it will have an impact on your poos, won't it? You'll be achieving a non-ideal number on the Bristol scale. You'd be squirting that through an eye of a needle. And that has made me realise that, all those years when the one thing we knew about Simon Cowell was that it looked like his trousers were pulled too high. I think they were just too full. We've solved the problem from the early 2000s. You can't quite see this one in full. Let's zoom in for this. According to a new news story, it's fine to call your boss a D-head. I didn't realise they'd met my boss, but turns out I'm self-employed, actually, so that does feel... No, it's fair. Calling the boss a D-head need not be a sackable offence, according to an employment tribunal. The insult would not necessarily amount to gross misconduct if uttered in the heat of the moment. Other people get fined for doing microaggressions. Right, honestly, I don't understand the world. Microaggressions, the worst thing you could ever do. This is an aggression, isn't it? My camera's going unplugged. But I think apparently it's fine to call your boss D-head. But if you do it to someone who might be the victim of a microaggression, the world would explode. But it comes after a £40,000 a year office manager lashed out in a meeting. She feared she was being laid off from building firm Main Group Services. No one needs all these full details, do we? The Cambridge Tribunal said if it was anyone else in this position, they would have walked years ago due to the ongoings in the office. But it's only because of you two D-heads I stayed. So it's actually meant as a compliment. Is that like when people in the East End use the C word as like mate? The camera's flickering like a good old one today, isn't it? Move that over there. This story was from social media, and I posted a tweet on there as well. An NHS surgeon who had his own legs amputated in a bizarre sexual fantasy has been jailed. Why? Well, I suppose you couldn't use an ankle bracelet. Come on, let me kick something down here. Why is that? I can't kick the camera live in a broadcast. Stop flipping out. The NHS surgeon who had his own legs amputated in a bizarre sexual fantasy has been jailed for £50,000 insurance. The reason I like this story, he's called Neil Hopper. And I like the fact that he's called Hopper. And, but also I hadn't spotted he's called Neil, which is the one thing he can't do. For more on this, we can actually go to Twitter, where, unsurprisingly, absolutely everyone has just been doing the same jokes at me. So let's see what we've got. Hang on. Refresh this. Thank you to some of the social media ones we've got coming through. At Mr. Stephen Allen. Responsibly, whatever he's called, it says Neil, and Neil could be worked into a joke somehow. Thank you. I hadn't spotted that one. Acquire, I can't read the full username. It says nominative determinism gone wrong. Nominative. I know what it means, where your name dictates what you do, but that's hard to say, isn't it? Nominative determinism. I thought yesterday on the show we were happy that I managed to get through if the Swiss wristwatch strap shop shuts, which shop still sells Swiss wristwatch straps. But you're giving me this guff to have to try and do. Count Ovaltine says, will the stream go all in one, or will it be split into leg one and leg two? Russet says, according to the prosecutor, he didn't have a leg to stand on. We had to get it in there, didn't we? He should have been called Woodbine, says Fat Knackers. That way he could take himself for a drag every day. And did he get pegged, says James. Well, thank you for lowering the tone. I often wonder if I'm too lowbrow when I do this show, because, I talk about Simon Cowell's pants being full of poo. And then I see what people are like on social media. Thank you. You made me feel better. You made me feel better. That story can be moved over there. Also in the news, I find this to be somewhat worrying. Ex-wife legal win on £5 billion divorce. I'm not that worried. I don't have £5 billion, so this isn't going to impact me. But if we look at this story, the former wife of a Russian billionaire has won a bid to bring a blockbuster divorce claim against him in London. Right? So far, so whatever. But as you read on, you find out that they were divorced already in Russia. Then she moves to the UK to divorce him again. That seems, I think, wrong. But I mean, it's true that people do it when they're getting married, don't they? There are annoying people who have their wedding abroad, and then you find out actually they had two weddings, one in a register office with family, and then the big do abroad. And wasn't this some sort of Mick Jagger thing where he got married in a foreign country and claimed he wasn't married because he was not married in this country? So, but does this mean you have to get divorced in every country? It would be annoying if you had to get technically married in every country, like trying to get a driving license when you move to a new place. But if you have to get divorced, he's not going to have any of that 15 million left. This is divorce tourism, isn't it? Off you go to get divorced in different places. So I feel like it's not fair, but then again, billionaire, so I don't care. Proper Memes in the comments says 3 times the charm. Is that what you think? 3 divorces, and it should stick. I also feel like if you get divorced from the same woman twice, at least you should have to get married again in the middle. You know, Richard Burton it. Enjoy yourself. This weekend, I'm on Free Speech Nation on GB News, Josh Howie's show from 7, where I'm sure we'll be talking about Graham Linehan. That story will come up. But you never know, this one might get in there as well, because apparently Tommy Cooper has been given trigger warnings because of his outdated attitudes. And I don't think they mean the Feds, which is probably also cultural appropriation. But there are some jokes in the TV episodes uploaded to ITVX, their online streaming platform. And The Best of Tommy Cooper is the name of the show. It's got the warning, adult humour with outdated attitudes. Some of the jokes, and there's one down here, the one about the wife, I think, is the closest thing to something outdated you'll probably find. Someone rang my wife. I can't do the whole thing. Someone rang my wife and said that they'd seen her husband at the beach with a blonde on his arm. And my wife said, "What do you expect at his age? A bucket and spade?" Just like that. I went to the doctors. And the what was it? He's my favourite joke of his. This is, look, if anyone who doesn't do outdated, that's not that outdated, is it? Men still have affairs. If anyone who doesn't do updated jokes, it was Tommy Cooper. I went to the doctors the other day and I said, "It hurts when I do this." He said, "Well, don't do it." It's the least offensive joke there is. I went to the doctors and said, every night I'm in bed. No, it's not a doctor's one. It's like, "Oh, when I get in bed, my feet are killing me. They're up there like this." The least offensive humour out there, and they've put in money. But also, like, if the thing you're being warned about is outdated views, you're watching The Best of Tommy Cooper, a compilation show from something from the 1970s. If you can't do that maths, was the 1970s earlier than 2025? If you need someone to do that maths for you, I think you're the problem. Maybe more on that later. All of these stories are wider. I have to keep zooming in. The NHS is bungling its rollout of Mounjaro, the weight loss jab, with most areas failing to offer it at all. This shouldn't be difficult, should it? Because if ever there's something where you can do the rollout, and not just of the drug, of the patients. No, because it's not even like you need to do means testing. What's the opposite of leans testing? Just the fattest people get it first. It's simple, isn't it? You don't have to roll it out in any particularly difficult way. I have to buy a new flipping camera. Look at this thing. This was one of the most... This was the expensive one as well. If you're doing the audio version of this, the camera I use is starting to flicker. You didn't need to know that, did you? But apparently that's the number of patients on the NHS that get the fat jab, 22,400. Just start with the fat ones first, and by the time you get down to the supermodels, you can stop. I just feel like it's really easy to do that. But people keep complaining about it. I work on places where people say, like, "Oh, it's not fair. There are loads of people who they should go to the gym and eat less." But clearly that's not happening. The options of the gym and eating less have been around all the time, and this is how many people we've got that's fat. Empirically, this is the state of equilibrium. Given what you're putting in and what you're getting out, this may fat people. And if you throw around some jabs, people are just going to look sexier. Just take the win. Do you know what I mean? Feels like you don't have to moan about everything. So we're up to date with all of the news that I could possibly throw at you. Thank you for all of the comments on social media at Mr. Stephen Allen. Oh, I do write down what I should plug as well. Tonight, I'm in Kingston at Crack Comedy. Come along on that if you'd like to see some live stand-up. Say tomorrow. I didn't find out whether tomorrow's gig is open to the public, but I'm in Dover. I mentioned that yesterday. I can't remember who left the comment but it was in the live one, so they disappear. But I said I'm performing in Dover, and someone said something like, "Good luck trying to get a hotel down there." Yeah. My review would be tricky, wouldn't it? I didn't get much sleep. There were protesters outside or something. Someone set fire to it. And some councillor's wife. The All Hit Radio every day from 1, streaming via the internet. Alexa will play it for you if you say play All Hit Radio. The shows have been great. The tunes are great, and it's fun to be back on the radio. And Substack. Oh, it's Proper Memes who actually did the joke about Dover. He said, the problem, I should set these things up to save the live stream comments, and I don't know how to do that yet. I will get around to doing that. I've also got to tidy the shed. Stuff, mate. But anyway, thank you for that one. And let's have a look. Yes, if you'd like to throw £1 in my general direction, Ko-fi. I should start posting the link in the chat as well. Ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. £1 would go a long way to making me actually finally earn something. And Substack. I'll be writing something, ranting about something over the weekend. You're fully up to date with what we could do. That's it for this week. There'll be more of these podcasts next week, the live stream and the non-live stream version, the MP3 download version, if you want to get technical. If you want to know about the codecs, I can give you the information, but that's not what people come here for, is it? Proper Meme says, you should finish this segment with Alexa play. Good point. If I shouted it out, your safe word, whatever it's called, the Alexa safe word, is that what it is? I don't have Alexa, I've got Google. Okay, Google, do you have a safe word?
On the website reddit.com, they say, a safe word is a phrase you and a partner decide on in advance that can be used to fully stop some activity. That activity is typically a sexual one where the more common ways of deciding that it needs to stop can happen as a normal part of the activity.
Thanks. So, yeah, that's what hopefully you heard some of that. But if you didn't, I did. And you got to see my face. It's not quite 2 girls, 1 cup, but it's one man, one definition of a word he's just used. So thank you very much to everyone for this. We'll do more of these next week. And until then, have yourself a good one.